What is the difference between the Northern Ireland and the Great British property market? Talk to me.
Well, we can obviously go towards the obvious things. Prices in Northern Ireland are much less than the UK on a whole. I think our average house price is about £155,000, and I think it's much greater here in the UK. But our biggest problem with the property market, or difference in the property market, is we have no access to all those great products that are out there. We can't access thrift, we can't access a vast array of things. And to make a point, I joined the guild ooh, maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and the guild couldn't even deliver what was on their smorgasbord, if you like, of offerings, because the Northern Ireland property market is backed up by a very quaint land registry system that has two different divisions. And one, they're still working in ink and quill, and the other is somewhat digitized. And that holds us really back. It holds us back from anybody wants to do a market appraisal in the mainland, they've all the information at their
Yeah.
fingertips. We don't. I can't phone up my next competitor and say, how much did you get for 13 Primrose Street? Because they're going to tell me to do one. So we find it very difficult
So
to.
you can't find out what the property sold for?
No.
Could you make a hazard a guess on the fact is that it probably sold near the asking price?
You can, but what we noticed, this is where when you're in a sort of a market where things are just exploding out of all proportion, it's really difficult. I put a house on the market 165, made 220. How do you legislate for that? How do you even begin to guess that?
Yeah, but that was the 2021 market.
It was the 2021 market, but nonetheless, it would be wrong to assume. I'll never assume anything. That's got me into trouble before, and I would never do it again. We are we are isolated. We are over an island apart from the rest of the United Kingdom, and we are so far behind in technology and so far behind in the information curve. Um, and I wish we weren't. I wish we were more like our brothers here on the mainland, but we are not. And I do think that affects how agents perform. And I think it's not about being less professional, but I've seen some really slick presentations and slick offices and everything else, and we could only aspire to that, but we just don't have access to those
But it doesn't
products.
all just come down to this data, does it?
But we are living in a world now. We are governed by data. Everything's data. Everything's binary, if you like.
There's a school of thought to say that actually you're not encumbered or dragged down by that, and you can get back to good old fashioned estate agency and hot boxes and just matching people to property.
I had this very conversation with Peter Speak at the negotiator conference. The two of us we were almost in a dream world thinking about how it used to be. And you had your Rolodex and you had your phone,
Yeah,
and that's all you needed.
that's what you need now.
And it is all you need now. But so CRMs, for example, right? All fantastic stuff, but they
Killed
just
estate agency.
done us some completely.
Portals and CRMs have ruined estate agency.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I would rather go back to that day where I've got my buyers. I know who every one of my buyers are. I know who every one of my purchasers are. Sorry, sellers are. And I have conversations. And I am still a man who wants to pick up the phone and have a conversation. I don't like text messages. I don't like emails. I prefer to have a personal relationship with people. And I think that's lost. And I know agents now, they do not communicate with their clients the way they ought to. And I think we're going down a very sad road with
I mean,
that.
well, no, communications just press the word match and all the emails go off.
But that's not
No, it's
communication.
not. I mean, boys and girls, especially if you are in your 20s and early 30s, you probably haven't experienced a property market that what 2023, 24 is going to be, where we actually have to work for our money.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you here and now, even if you have a pad, even if your records are kept in your computer system, have a pad and write down everyone looking for a 3-bedroom semi, everyone looking for a 4-bed detached, whatever, with a house to sell, keep in contact with them, match people to property.
Correct.
Trust me, it'll give you a great foundation if you ever want to set your own estate agency up. If you know the art of building relationships, matching people to property, you'll win, won't you?
It goes without saying. Goes without saying. I mean, I still have a Rolodex, albeit it's somewhat outdated now. But yeah, I'd go back to that in a heartbeat. I wish I could go back to it, but I know that's not what the future is.
I'm sure there's some technology out there that where you have the facility, that the ability to have people's a hot box is basically a box, plastic box with cards in, where you could flick through and see what they were looking for. There needs to, the problem with CRMs is that they get lost in the system, don't they?
There is so much information being fired at people at this minute. A lot of it gets buried, and people miss things as well. And they don't mean to miss them, but they do miss them.
Well, let's hope, Stephen, that someone finds a perfect solution to an electronic hot box that actually acts like a hot box.
Well, there's an idea, isn't it? Maybe I'll come up with that. Maybe that's what I'll be doing in the next 5 years.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Thank you for your time today. You've been an absolute star.
Thank you very much.